So I want you to start bringing your attention to the solar plexus, just a few inches above your navel, and that's different for everyone. If it helps you to bring your hand there, I invite you to do so. If it helps you to place both feet on the floor, I invite you to do so and feel that grounding into Mother Earth. If you have any kind of physical pain, just be with that and notice that. And know that if I invite you to move in such a way that causes discomfort, don't move in that way. You can use the power of imagination. Remember, I've talked to you about studies that show the power of imagination can cause the body to believe it has experienced something. So allow yourself to simply imagine. I'm going to invite everyone to give a slight twist, if you are willing and able, just from the waist up toward your right. Just gently. We're not trying to pull anything or hurt anything. Not trying to break a sweat. And then back to center. And again, if that's not comfortable for you, then just allow the power of imagination to work. And now let's go to your left. Continue to breathe. And back to center. So we're just creating space in this power center. It is the energy center of the body. It is the door of the cosmic Christ coming into and through us. So we want to keep this channel open. We want to keep this energy center balanced. We want to be in alignment with the flow that might be revealed through it. If you haven't already, I invite you to close your outer eyes or simply soften your gaze and breathe. Let's take a nice deep inhale, breathing into the solar plexus, working that diaphragm that sits just above it, and release. And again, in and release. Allow your breath to return to an easy pace, trusting that the body will direct your breathing as it does 24/7, whether you notice it or not. I'm going to read from our book, Door, holding this idea of the door, which is an opening. It is also a closing. Some doors are double hinged, some are not. From our reading, a door often opens up new vistas and visions and opportunities with dreams and hopes and possibilities. These qualities are the grace of being a door to others. A door also protects. It keeps the cold out and the winds and fearsome objects and unwanted intruders. It keeps the familiar inside, keeps warmth inside. It makes intimacy possible. A door is such an everyday thing. It welcomes one into the quiet and familiar sanctum of one's home, into that place apart from the busyness and noise of the streets and the hassle that goes on in making our living or going about our daily duties. But behind our personal door is our own home, our own place of refuge and intimacy, of quiet and relaxation. The doors protect, they guard, they make secure as well as open up and invite new possibilities and visitors, new and old. Doors introduce what has been called a first myth of outside and inside. Do we feel outside, left out, alienated? Or are we inside, feeling welcomed, warm, protected, cozy, belonging, and at home? It would seem the Christ as door is an affirmation of belonging. Behind closed doors, there are often exciting new places to see and people to encounter. Doors entice. They fill us with wonder and curiosity. What is behind the door? Yes, we are doors. We both protect and we open to new possibilities. The door guarantees intimacy, but it also promises that we are not fenced in. That closeness does not have to designate closedness. That there is an outside to every inside, a cosmos for every psyche, for everything we know or think we know, an unknown, a surprise, a new horizon to enter, a beyond. So we allow through the solar plexus the space around us to expand. We often feel the skin, or perhaps our clothing, or a jacket or coat, maybe a blanket wrapped around us as the end of our presence. It is simply a temple for your soul. Your presence expands into infinity, into the vast expanse of the universe, into possibility. Feel your feet on the floor or imagine them there. Feel that rootedness, that grounding. Trust gravity to hold you in place. As you bring your attention up to that solar plexus, right in your upper abdomen, and allow the door to your soul to swing open. Or perhaps, if you've been having an experience of too much openness, too much coming in and out of your life, perhaps gently trust the door to close, to protect, to guard. Perhaps if you've been caught up in a sense of not belonging, of unbelonging, of alienation, of feeling left out, allow the door to close, not to create closedness, but to create safety, warmth, belonging. You are the hands and feet of God on this planet. There is no place you do not belong. You are always in a state of connectedness. Oneness is the word we use because there is one presence, and it is us. As an expression of the divine, the cosmic Christ. So if there has been no trust between you and your own soul, I invite you to open that door gently. That you can trust yourself. You can trust your ideas. You can trust that that one power is animating itself through you, as you. Allow curiosity to come in, and what might that look like in my life? What might that look like in my family, in my relationships, in my place of employment, be it simply a place of employment or be it a soul's calling. What might that look like in my neighborhood, in my community, in my spiritual community, where I am gathered with like-minded people on a path of evolution, of spiritual growth, of curiosity, of risk-taking, that I may release the limitations of my humanity into my ever-unfolding divinity. In the safety of community, in the strength of community, where I look around into a mirror everywhere around the room and the balcony and see the face of God looking right back at me. We fold into this space of wisdom that which might appear to be the least of these, the forgotten, the unimportant, the distant. And we allow wisdom to wrap its loving arms all around the planet, allowing our love to flow high and low into the light spaces and into the dark spaces. The Good Shepherd moves through us as us, tending to the sheep of our lives, those around us who might be vulnerable in ways that we are not, those around us who may learn from our experience, our wisdom, our love, and trust that that learning is reciprocal. So as I make myself available to share wisdom, I make myself available to receive good tending, good caring. And the breath flows, the diaphragm relaxes, the heart beats love. I am the door through which the cosmic Christ might express itself in the world. I am a door that provides safety and shelter and intimacy. I am a door that opens to possibility, to new ideas, to what was once unimaginable, new vistas. And in these ways, we become the way, the truth, and the life. As life moves through us outward from the solar plexus, our bodies are energized. And all that which is around us is energized, and life takes hold in idea, in mind, in word, in action. I am the way, the truth, and the life. I am the way, the truth, and the life. As above, so below. Whatever might come through divine idea comes into this earthly realm. Jesus spoke those words about himself. It was not to be the exception, but the example that Christ, the divine presence moving through him allowed his life to be such a presence in his community that even 2,000 years later, we're still talking about it. So how then will you allow the Christ presence, the divine essence of your being, to take hold in your heart, in your words, in your actions, in your interactions, your relationships, your community? How will you allow it to flow? We trust the guidance that comes through the solar plexus. We allow the opening to be. We allow the energy center to move freely. And if that's a new sensation for you and you feel it closing right back up, do not despair. This is why we call it practice. We practice. We begin with the breath again, breathing in deeply into the solar plexus. Perhaps, if you are able, even past that, down into your legs, down into your feet, down into the earth, a long, deep breath in. And out. Be with this sensation. Be with your own wisdom opening. If it helps, if you have one hand on your solar plexus, perhaps slide the other to your heart so that you can feel that palpable connection between wisdom and love that is moving in and through you. Perhaps as a child, you had this idea that Jesus was in your heart. And that's a partial truth. In your grown-up mind, you can expand into the fullness of this truth. The cosmic Christ is your heart. It is your wisdom, and it is moving through you simply because it wants to. God chooses you. Because God is, you are. Cosmic Christ. God is. I am. As above, so below. God is. I am. As above, so below. God is. I am.